Hi everyone, I have been sent by Agata her June Tinies on shelves to share with you, and so I thought we would have a little look at all of her drawings and then colour something in. Now her June pictures seem to have a very summer holiday travel theme going on, which is rather fun. Let's go in here, there we go. So, but also a bit of a lemon theme, which has got me guessing, but it's quite interesting. So starting here we have some buildings, and the word June has got little stickers on, like you might put on your suitcases and things. And we have some cases, a plant. So there's still quite a few botanicals, which is rather nice, and some books. And then on our next row, look, we have this lovely globe, a sort of, it's almost like it's a pop-up book saying city tour, signposts, and there, a little lemon plant. And there's a bit of a lemon theme going through as well, which is interesting. She usually has two themes on each of her, on her monthly pages. We have some cases and a sort of camera and books, and then a nice little floral arrangement. Information about France. Look, we have the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, and a little list. And then here we have more plants, binoculars, compass, another map, a house and plants, it's rather sweet, and books. And then in our final row we have a van all packed up ready. I like that one. Another signposts, a little sort of collection, so travel memories and postcards and things, and then some more plants. Now that is the main page with the shelves, but we also have individual pictures as well. Now these are 6 per page. So this one is the sort of travel documentation, so this would be what you would put on your suitcase and your passport and some stickers. And this one is a sort of straw, well, I'm thinking straw hat and map and shades. Then we have a cute little building. I think it looks like a house, but then I'm not sure. And we have a suitcase with loads of different stickers on. A mini cruise boat and a plane. Then our next page, starts with a sort of travel journal. We've got our washi tape, pens and stickers and different things. And here we go back to our lemon theme. We've got a lemon drink, but also a mobile phone with the map. So it's like we're having a little break. And then we have a bag, and again it says lemon. Got our bicycle with lemons in the basket, but some flowers. I think that's really cute. And this, look, a little t-shirt with our buildings on. It's a bit different, isn't it? And headphones with some plants, and a little rucksack. Again, stickers and different bits and pieces. Then our next page, we have a, what is this? I think it's, oh, it's a camera, I think. Because this says smile, there's the flash. And maybe it's like a Polaroid, because we've got a picture. And this pile of cases, this is so cute, little teddy. And then we have signposts. And our van again, but from the front. I like the number plate. A very ornate looking compass. It's rather nice, isn't it? Look at all the detail. And another building. Have we done the back of this one? Yes. And this is the last page. So we're in France, Paris, Castell. Maybe they're going to the French Open. It's probably finished by the time this video goes out though. Of the Focaccia, so we're in Italy. Delicious. Then we have a cup of lemon something. It's a cherry. But look, this cup looks sort of see-through. I don't think it's a cup actually. Look, there's no handle. It's a bowl. And it's a glass bowl because you can see inside some sort of lemony sorbet maybe. And lemons. And then these two tile patterns, which I think are really pretty. I've not seen Agata do something like that before, and I rather like it. But I'm not going to colour these because they're fairly plain. I think they'd be really fun. But I have decided to colour this one with the hat and the glasses and the map. I just rather like that one. Just, sorry, bear with me a minute. I'm going to get a book to rest on. Put it in the middle. There we go. Okay, now I've got my Polychromos. I just grabbed them. Why not? I'm going to start with the hat. I think hats can be quite, like a straw hat, can be quite hard. So I thought that's why I would do it. We're going to start with a base colour of dark Naples ochre. And then, so we're going to put this all over our hat. But not too hard. Don't press too heavily, especially if you're on a really thin paper, because we're going to put other colours on top and we need to leave some tooth in our paper to be able to cope with that. So I'm trying to colour in the direction of the hat, the lines that are on the hat. And I'm trying to make it reasonably even, but I'm not doing a particularly good job. It doesn't matter. Just do what works for you. This is gonna layer it up a lot, so it doesn't matter. A little bit in there. It's just a matter of working out what bits are hat, what bits are ribbon, that sort of thing. And just going around this centre bit as well. And then we're going to have some fun with it in a minute. Just go round and round and round and round and round. There we go. Now that is really uneven. It's going to be fine. What I'm going to do next is actually do the bow and the plants. I think it'll make it easier for me. It's a summer hat, isn't it? So we're going to have sort of pale pastels, I think. Let's have a delicate pink for this one. This is our coral. Mine's medium flesh because it's an old pencil. And I'm going to do these two florals in this. I'm going to keep them really simple. Just a bit of a darker colour here and then lighter towards our edge. And the same here. And just work your way around. It's quite an orangey colour, but it's still fairly delicate, although I'm not happy with it. I'm going to add some darker colour to it and then it won't look light at all. But never mind. I change my mind as I go along. So what I'm going to do is actually grab the pompeian red and put some more colour on it. I'm just going to sharpen. Or apparently just drop it on the desk. There we go. So what I'm thinking is I want a bit of a dip here and here in our flower, where I think the petal is going to have some shape. It's not going to be flat. A bit darker there. It's the same on this one. It's a bit darker here near the centre and then a little sort of V shape there. And it looks a bit odd, admittedly, at the minute. But we're going to come back with our medium flesh / coral and then go over the top of these bits and just fade them a bit out so they sort of blend in a little bit with the colour that's there already. And then I'm going to get a darker colour to just put a bit of shadow in. I probably should do the centre first. And what should we do in the middle? I think I will do, I will go for this yellow This is the cadmium yellow because I'm not going to be using this shade on the hat. Oh, the sun's come out. Oh, is it going to stay out for long? Might be okay. So for our shadows, I'm just trying to pick the right colour. I think the Paynes grey will work. You have to believe me. Just Paynes grey. And what I'm going to do is where the petals overlap, put a little bit shadow in and under there, just around the middle as well. Just helps to give them a bit of shape. There we go. Right, leaves. I'm going to have to shut that blind, aren't I? It's difficult because the camera will adjust in a minute to the light, hopefully. I went out this morning, dragged the children out. They were thrilled, as you can imagine. Permanent green. I'm going to do a sort of light layer on the leaves. And it was raining the whole time we were out. Now it stopped. Well, we had a little bit of sort out. I'm going to do these the same. I'm going to be doing quite a bit of sorting out this summer, and we haven't done a big sort out for a while. So permanent green olive. What I'm going to do, make it a bit darker in the middle of the leaves. Make it look as if they're dipped in a bit. Yeah, we haven't had a sort out for ages, so we started one of my son's, the top of his wardrobe. Now we're going to use the cadmium yellow on the tips. Yeah, so we'd sorted out his top of his wardrobe, and we had a couple of bags of things for the charity shop already, and quite a few jigsaw puzzles, which I'm going to need to speak to my mum actually, because my dad, I'm trying to decide on the ribbon. See, I don't think purple matches this sort of salmony colour, so I think I might go for a blue. I'm thinking this sort of grey blue tone is probably going to work, so I'm going to go all over it firstly with the sky blue, and then we'll use some slightly darker ones. Yeah, my dad's a member of something called U3A, which is University of the Third Age. It's quite a funny name, but basically they do all sorts of things like different clubs for retired people. I think you only have to be 55, I'm not sure. And he goes to badminton, bridge, he met a few people through it, and they do their own they just organise their own music group, that sort of thing. And there are all sorts of different activities. And there is a puzzle club, I think. This is light ultramarine. No, sorry, a puzzle library. And so people can donate jigsaw puzzles, and then they sort of lend them out. So, but of course they take donations. So I thought that we could potentially, I hope you can see what I'm doing, we could potentially give them to them, but I'll have to check with my parents to see whether they're taking donations at the moment or not. Okay, so I filled in the bits I want to be dark. I'm going to grab my sky blue again and just extend those dark areas a little bit, sort of blend it in. I'm actually in the middle of a Chris Chem video at the minute. I wanted to have a go at one. It's coming along actually. I'm quite pleased because there's drawing in it, which I was really scared of, and it's worked out okay so far. Right, our straw hat. First of all, I'm going to use my green gold. I can't work out how to tip it. And I'm going to put a a bit of shadow around here. So I think that sort of top bit would have a bit of shadow onto the brim, like that. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to go back to a yellow. Now the first yellow, the yellow we used was the dark Naples ochre. I'm going to stick with this for a minute and I'm going to do this top piece and show you. I want it to be darker on this edge, so I'm going to layer it up a fair bit around here. Okay, you can put quite a lot of layers down here now. We're not going to put much more. There will be one more thing on top. And then as I come in, I'm going to gently come in towards the middle. I'm going to reduce how many layers I put down, because I'm hoping it will look like it's a little bit higher in the middle. Because hats often, the sort of brim, this bit will be higher than this bit, sort of to fit the head in really. So that's my plan. I want that to still look yellow, which it didn't. There we go, but definitely more colour around this edge. So just keep layering it around the outside and sort of smoothing it in towards the middle till you're happy with it. It's not giving me that 3D look though. But I'm okay with how it looks. Now the outside is too pale for me, so I'm going to go over it again to try and even out that colour a little bit. And just make it look like there is some colour in it, because it was looking a bit bland. And then we're gonna do our next bit. Right. Now, yes, I think I'm gonna use the light yellow ochre. It needs to be sharp. We're gonna draw on our sort of weave. Don't worry, I can't draw. It's easy stuff. So we have these lines which we're gonna follow. So I'm going to draw over the line, create a circle, and then put some lines like this to try and make it look like got this sort of wickery woven look. It's quite subtle. So follow the circles firstly, and then just put in some almost sort of spokes around. Maybe this pencil isn't quite dark enough, particularly here, but I'm just going to give it a go. See how it looks. Gosh, I just remembered I need to phone the dentist. Why did that thought just plop in my head then? It's very odd. Okay, so here, follow around. And then just lines. Don't go all the way out like that because they don't want to line up. But you don't want to sort of make it contrived and try and make them not line up like you would with, say, house bricks. Just keep it random. Now I'll have to do the bits around the flowers in a minute. I'm just going to do this bit first. Of course you don't have to do this detail or this colour. You can do it however you wish. I'm going to go around here a bit. A few in there now. We haven't got any lines here. I'm just going to draw some in. There it is. There's our hat. I'm happy with that. It's quite subtle, quite faint. That's fine. Now we have a map. I'm having a look. We seem to have, I'm thinking these are pieces of land and this is all sea. So the land, let's do it in a few different colours. Let's start just sharpening my pencil. Let's do the edge of our land. No, we want it to be like a beach, don't we? Yeah, let's do the edge of the land in a yellow. Whoops. This is the Naples yellow, just so I'm not using one I've used before. So go around the edge of your land and then fade that in. Okay, so it can be quite defined on the edge, but you're going to start fading it inwards. And I know not all land has a beach on the edge, but it's rather nice to think that it might, isn't it? Like that. You can vary it up a bit. I wonder where this is supposed to be. I'm really rubbish at geography, so I wouldn't know whether there's a sort of countries or whether they're just, you know, islands or whatever. Now we're going to fade that into a sort of brownish colour. I think we use the brown ochre. I still haven't got around to getting myself some new pencils, so we're going to sort of fade that across from the yellow. Now what you can do is do a few patches of it inland as well. This one I won't, it's too small. I like how there's an X, it's like it's a treasure map. Is it a pirate treasure map? These are the little islands. Don't think we'd be taking our sunglasses and our hat to a pirate treasure. Now we're going to use the green. This is the olive green yellowish. It's a sort of brownish green, so it's a good transition green from brown to green. I'm just going to use this around here. It's quite rough at the minute, don't worry. We'll tidy it up in a bit. And we're going to do our final green first. This is the May green. And I'm going to put this in the centre and spread it across the other green and try and sort of blend it into the brown. And then I'm going to come back with my sand colour and go over everything. And hopefully it'll just all brighten and come together. So I think it was a Naples yellow that we used. So just over everything. And it just makes everything look bright and pretty, I think. Now where the map is folded, it would impact there would be shadows and things, but I don't know if I'm going to worry too much about that. I'll have a think, and especially also with the hat sitting on it, there'll be some shadows from the hat. We'll see at the end. There's our sort of land. Now our water. I'm going to start the water with the light cobalt turquoise. I'm going to go across all of it with this just quite gently, holding it near the end, just putting down a layer. And what we'll do is we'll use some darker colour in some places. Now, if this was real, like a photograph, then the sea would probably be darker as you get further away from the islands, because it would probably get deeper as you get further away, and I'm assuming that deeper sea looks darker, but for me that's much harder. So what I'm going to do is make it darker around the islands, and it still adds a bit of interest and difference in our picture, but it makes it easier for me. But you can do it the other way if you want, but you have to sort of start here and then spread out, and I just find that a little bit tricky. So that's not that neat yet, but doesn't matter. I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to use the cobalt turquoise and go around the island, as I said. Not going to worry about the sunglasses because this is part of our picture that's printed on our map. So just going to blend it out like that. So a harder line here and more layers, and then just sort of gently blend it out from the island. I'm just going to do that on all of them. I just think it makes it look a little bit more interesting than just having a plain blue everywhere. Now if you prefer a slightly greenier water, you can use your phthalo green on it. In fact, we could use that, couldn't we, as our final layer? It just changed the colour up a little bit. So just fade it out. Yes, I wonder if you are going on holiday this year. Tell me if in the comments if you are or where you're going. We're not this year. We don't think we went on holiday last year. So yeah, I'm going to use the light phthalo green to finish this off and just go over it all. And this will go, I'll go over the bits I missed with the cobalt turquoise, hopefully, and also just sort of blend it all together a bit. I mean, it doesn't blend in the same way as a soft pencil. You can't move the colour around the page like with a Prismacolor, but it does just help to make it all look more uniform, more related to each other somehow. I just think it works anyway. Yeah, we're not going away. I'm hoping that we can go to a few places, maybe do a few day trips to places, that sort of thing. But that's in the future. We haven't actually. My husband said he's going to talk to his boss today about taking time off because you know, they have to plan the holiday as a team, and because we aren't going anywhere and we don't have any, it doesn't matter when it is. So I sort of said to him, you know, just find out what they, you know, what availability there is really, and we'll sort of find out what we're doing. I may take a little break from making videos. I actually find that I don't feel like I ever need a break, and then when I have taken a break, I come back, I feel all fresh and different, new, and, you know, revitalised, I suppose. But so I might do that, but I'll have to see. It means I have to sort of push and get ahead, and I think the reason then I need a break is because I've been pushing extra hard. So we'll see what happens. There we go. I'm happy with that. It's not exactly smooth, but then C isn't. Now we've got our sunglasses to do. Now, what colour do you think this lady with this very nice looking hat would have? I think it might be, I quite like the idea of matching her sunglasses to the ribbon on her hat. So I'm thinking, should we do an ultramarine for the frame? I think that's quite fun. I'm going to fill this in quite intensely. I'm just going to sharpen it because I think it would be like a shiny plastic, and I'm going to use a white pen to draw some shine on it when I'm done. So I'm quite happy with just putting a lot of colour down and then drawing some yeah, drawing on it after with the pen. bit under there would be a bit darker. Might put a little bit of shadow on it in some places in a minute. Now I'm trying to decide what colour to do the lenses because they're dark glasses. So what colour would... I don't possess any, so I don't really know. I'm thinking, would it be like a walnut brown? Okay, so before I worry about the lenses, I'm going to grab my Paynes grey, which we used a little bit earlier, and do a bit of shadow under here. And then I want the sort of near the lens to be a bit darker. There'd be a slight curve to the frame, I think. Like that, and then there'd be some shadow there and there. Okay, let's make the lenses. Yeah, I think I am going to go for the walnut brown, and we'll see what it looks like, because, you know, dark glasses are usually dark brown. That's quite dark, isn't it? There we go. I want them to be a bit more intense, but I don't really want to put a really dark colour on top. So I'm going to use this nougat on top, and I'm going to sharpen it. Another really short one. There we go. That's, yeah, I'm happy with that. Before I do some white, I'm going to do a little bit of shadowing. This is the Paynes grey again. So can you see here? There's a mark that Agotapop has drawn on. I think we should take that all the way around our hat. That might just be making a little bit of a shadow. Unfortunately, I've done a bit of green on my hat, but we'll pretend that isn't there. Just to make it look like it's, you know, not attached to the map, as it were. Like that, and then a little bit around the specks, like that. And then on the hat, we might have a bit of under the ribbons, or sort of around the ribbons and the flowers. Hardly breathing doing this. Probably should be. And I'm gonna actually put a bit on the ribbon. There we go. I think that'll do. It's not much. She says doing a bit more. Now we need a white pen. I'm going to use a Jelly Roll 8, and I'm going to do some white on our frame, like that, and then there was some shine drawn on the lenses, like that. I'm going to put a tad on there. Yeah, I think that's enough actually. I was thinking about putting some white dots on the flowers, but I think they wouldn't. I think it helps the specks to sort of show up as being shiny. So there we are. Oops, my remote control isn't working. Try and take a photo. Doesn't want to work. The batteries don't last very long. Anyways, so that is that one done. So I hope that was okay for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a really super day and happy colouring.